believe it or not, Darth Maul didn't die after that scene. Now, if you take a look right here, he's got a really cool look with those super long, savage-looking horns. And if you look here, it's a look he had in an animated series, which is cool, but not like kind of what I'm going for. So I've taken a bunch of components from kind of all of it and mashed it into one that I believe is the coolest looking version of Darth Maul. So let's get started, y'all, shall we?
Alright, so I just want to start off by saying I'm using a new headset right now to record the voiceover just because I forgot mine at my actual place and I'm not staying at home right now due to the hurricane. Anyways, we're starting this sculpture as we normally do with the armature wire, wrapping that in aluminum foil and bulking up the skeleton, if you will, and then wrapping that aluminum foil in painter's tape. And that's our foundation, and then from there we coat on the clay as usual. Also, let me know if you liked that sick introduction for the channel. I was really happy with the commission results on that one. I think it brings a little bit of life to the channel. I'm going to mention it towards the end of the video, but I'm going to go ahead and shout him out again. His handle on Twitter is White Mummy, and he is the one who did the commission work for me to put together that video intro, as well as my channel logo now. I really wanted this piece to be one of my best looking pieces so far, and I think I achieved that just by simply focusing on every single minute little detail that I could to kind of push the limit of the detail and really bring it to life. So I hope I achieved that. I plan to make I'm always trying to make my next sculpture my best sculpture, but I plan to do that with the next one as well.
Hey everyone, it's my face again. For the second time in the video, there's gonna be one more at the very end, as per usual. But anyway, I just wanted to say really quickly that I'm going to be using this black clay for certain portions of the rest of this video, and it's Kato Poly Clay. Now, the reason for that is I'm about maybe a fourth way done sculpting, and I only have this much of my Super Sculpey Firm left. Now, my local craft store, i.e. Hobby Lobby and Michael's, both do not have any of that left in stock, and I have a general mistrust of buying this stuff online as I've done it in the past, and the clay has came in sort of half-baked. Now, I'm not trying to discourage you from buying it online. By all means, if that's working for you, keep doing it. But I live in such a hot state, Florida, that when this clay sits in the shipment trucks, it just almost bakes it. It's like halfway cured, so by the time you get it, it's all brittle and it breaks apart, and you need tons of mineral oil and lots of kneading to get it to a somewhat workable consistency, and even then it doesn't work. So yeah, this black clay, Kato Poly Clay, this is my second time using this stuff, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, back on with the video.
Now, my experience with this Kato clay was a little bit of a mixed bag. It's really good in terms of sculpting clothing, but I don't know how to describe this. I just didn't feel very good about working with it how I do with the Super Sculpey Firm. This was almost like a rubber. It was a very strange texture for me that took some getting used to. But by the end of it, I was a little proficient, but it's definitely not my favorite, and the legs that I have on here now actually broke, because you have to bake it at a higher temperature than the Super Sculpey Firm. Sorry about that. I had to cut the headset out because the dog started barking. I had actually gotten the idea to sculpt this guy from someone over on TikTok, so sometimes I take suggestions from people if I'm not feeling motivated to do a certain piece, but for some reason, I felt really drawn to doing this character, so that's why I got around to completing him. Now, his face was something that almost made me stop sculpting because it didn't really look like him, but I decided to trust the process, and after I added the face paint and his little tattoos, it kind of pulled him together, and he definitely resembles the character a lot more after I paint him. Because otherwise he just looks like a gray bald man with very large horns sticking out of the top of his head. Pretty soon here, you're gonna see me dip my paintbrush into something that looks like a Tupperware container, and I tried my hand at a wet palette. Here it is. I tried my hand at the wet palettes, and I actually really liked the process of this. It helped me blend the colors a lot better together, and I'm not wasting as much paint because it won't dry out as quickly. So it's a very nice thing to utilize, and if you don't have the budget to buy an official wet palette, you can always make one like this, and it was really simple. I just needed a Tupperware container. I got some paper towels, I soaked them in water, put them at the bottom layer. Then I got parchment paper, I soaked that in water and put that over the top, and you're good to go. You just start applying your paints. There's a lot of channels that talk about it more in depth, so if you're more curious, you can definitely check out some of those. A lot of the miniature painting channels are very helpful for that. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple paint job, so I think I'll wrap up my voiceover here, so I'll see you guys in the outro. Really quick, I want to just say how proud I am of the face tattoos on this. Again, I was iffy, so right here, look at that. Oh, I think he looks so good right there, and then I added the black pupil, and I took a second between recordings to just sit and stare at how good he looked. Not to toot my own horn, but I was very happy with this. So yeah, now I'll dip out. Peace, guys.
Alright everyone, so that was my sculpture process of Darth Maul here. Really happy with how he turned out. This piece took a lot longer than expected to put out to you guys because, well, if you weren't aware, Hurricane Ian struck about 45 minutes to an hour north of my location, so wiped out all of our power and water. Everything was basically put on a halt. So now I'm finally getting back into the swing of my routine. So yeah, I was able to finish this finally. I wanted to have it out sooner, but yeah. So with that all being said, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Actually, drop your comment. So I'm thinking of either doing Primeval from Diablo 3 or Demona from Gargoyles as the next piece to kind of fit in with like Spooktober. So yeah. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to give a huge shout out to White Mummy at Twitter. I'll link him in the description. He was the one who put together that wonderful video introduction and my new channel logo. So if you're interested in commissioning him for something of the sort, hit him up over on Twitter. So I think that's it for this time, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.